Richard.
I'm Debbie,
And we are.
Richby's Life Adventures.
I've been through heartaches, I've been to heaven. I've done my best and my worst, learned my lessons. No matter how hard my life would treat me, I'd always get right back up, never worry. Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome what I got.
Hiya, and welcome to Richby's Life's Adventures. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to be tackling the step to get in and out of the bed. Now, I'll pan you around now and I'll show you what we're up against. Now, to get in bed, it is quite a step up. At the moment, we've got this temporary step here. That's our beer fridge, and I need to be able to get to that, or if I get another one that's better on energy. So we need to be able to get to that as well. So what I can't do is I can't have anything sticking out, because this cupboard door here will bind on it. Now that one's not too much of an issue, but the drawer will obviously hit it as well. So whatever I put there has got to be flush. And the same with our shower filter door, although that can come out, so that's not too much of an issue. But with the drawer I can't do nothing about. So what I need to do is devise a step that will enable me to also have a big drawer or anything like that. Now I could essentially have two drawers. One drawer that comes out, which is your step, another drawer on the top, which is a big drawer for this. Now, being a big lad, a drawer runners that are capable of holding my weight is going to be quite expensive. So another situation that I thought is cut a piece, like a piece of wood, 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch thick, you know, like a worktop like this, and cut it back, and then have that on drawer runners, one at the top and one at the bottom, and then I can have two wheels at the bottom as well, which will enable it to run and carry a lot of load. And then it pulls out, and then cut into it is a folding step, so then that folds sideways, and then you slide it back in. And then next to it you have a separator, so another bit of wood, and then some more drawer runners, big drawer runners that you pull that out, and then this is in it, or whatever fridge we decide to have in there as an extra, and that way then it blanks all that off. We've still got a step, but I need to finish it nice and flush with this. I'll need to also hide this join here somehow, because all of that wall is one piece and all of that wall is one piece, and getting them to line up as well as a neat join is difficult. But I can just put an iron-on strip there, so I'm not too fussed, or I can filler it and paint it, so I'm not too fussed with that. That's an easy rectification. I don't know, I'm going to put my thinking head on and see if I want to do that drawer that comes out there and that folds out, or whether I want to do a small drawer at the bottom to about this height with wheels on the bottom as well to hold it, and then I can have a box in there, that's extra storage, and then I can have a bigger drawer at the top with this that slides out, so I can put the extra food in or drink or whatever, slide it back. Okay, a bit of a change of heart. I'm going to do two drawers, and the bottom drawer will be the step to get in, and then if need be I'll put some little wheels on the bottom so it runs on the floor, and that will take some of the weight of the drawer hinges, so I haven't got to fork out for some really expensive hinges. The wheels will take a majority of the weight, the runners will just be to keep it all in line. So I'll pan you around now and I'll show you my plans. What I'm going to do, there's a big bit of wood that goes along there that the bed all sits on, so I'm going to router out this to make it flush along there, so that'll take that up higher, and that'll make that then 69 centimeters from there down to the floor. So I know exactly what it is, because at the moment it's about 68.5 centimeters and it's not very level either. I just sort of guesstimated it. So if I'd use my flush bit cutter along the bed, the wood under there, that would give me a nice straighter edge then as well. And then if I trim that out to, I can't remember what it was now, but I'll double check, but I'll trim that out and it'll leave about an inch there, so it'll make it look roughly the same there. And then that will give me the same width as what the fridge is width-wise. So the fridge will pull out width-wise, and I'm not going, because if I had it lengthways, it'll go into the garage more, reducing my garage space. So if I turn it sideways, I can make a drawer runner for the fridge to pull out on. So that's my plan. I'll have a smaller drawer at the bottom, which will give me about a 25 centimetre high step, which that's roughly the same height as the plastic step that I'm doing. And then I can put a lid on that as well, and then that'll be extra storage. And then the bigger drawer at the top will be for the fridge. And then if the fridge ever packs up and I can't find another fridge to fit in there, well, then it's just going to be extra storage again. Right, got the drawer made for the fridge. It fits in there, treat. Now unfortunately, as you can see by these, the screws are a little bit long for the pocket hole thing that I've got. So I've got to go around and just little mini belt sander them off, and then give it a bit of a sand down, and it'll be good to go. I haven't gone over the top with the size of it. I didn't make it the full height of the fridge, because the simple fact is, obviously that weighs something, doesn't it? So I just wanted to make it so it is secure enough to hold it, but lightweight enough. And then a cupboard front will go on here to match all the other cupboards, but I'll just lift it in now. It just lifts in there nicely and the handles tuck in. Yeah, and then get the drawer runners on there, and it should be good to go. Right, so got the drawer built for the fridge, and I've made it so I can still lift the fridge in and out, so if the fridge ever packs up and I can't get the same one, then we've just gained an extra drawer. Or if I can get the same fridge again, I'll use that. Now I'm building the lower drawer that's also the step. So I've made all the sections that I need to do, and I'll make that the same way. I'll pocket hole jig that, and screw it and glue it all together. And then I was going to use this same 12mm thick stuff, but I cut a scrap piece of wood the length I wanted it and braced it, and when I stood on it, being a hunky chunky, it had a little bit of flex with it, so I made it out of some 18mm. Yes, it's getting a bit thick and heavy, but it's got to be strong. And what I'll do is I'll cut an oval hole in there so that I can hinge that and gain access into the drawer, so it's extra storage as well. Toilet rolls, towels, whatever we want to put in there, but it'll be the main step, and I'll put a tread plate on there, you know, textured like you put on a skateboard. Put that on there so you don't slip. Now I'm going to devise a mechanism as well, so that when you stand on it, it doesn't bugger off back on the runners. I'll probably do a sprung loaded little wedge of wood, dunk, and then when you want to push it to draw in, you push the the bit of wood down, and it'll enable it to go in, and when you pull it out, dunk, and it'll flip up and lock it back in place again. Yeah, it might have a bit of movement, but at least you won't break your neck when it goes in, if you know what I mean. So that's the top. I've got the sides, the front and the back and the base done. Done that out of 12mm ply. Like I said, yeah, it is getting a bit heavy, building it out of that materials, but it's got to be sturdy. You know, I'm nearly 18 stone, so it's got to be quite weighty to take me. The draw runners, I'm going to try and get the most heavy duty draw runners as I can, and if I can't get any that's capable of holding my weight, what I'll do is I'll put 2 small wheels on the front of each side, and that will, the wheels will take the load, the draw runners will be just guiding it in and out. I'll set about now screwing and gluing this drawer together. So I'll put you on time lapse now and you can see what I do. So that's all screwed together. Like I said in the other drawers, the screws are a little bit long, so they do stick through, and I've had to grind them down a little bit at the bottom. But that don't matter, you ain't really going to see that. I'll give each one a little skim of filler as well, and then I'll filler these holes as well, and give it a sand down. It's very strong. Now the keen-eyed among you will realise that that's higher, and that's for a reason. That's so that when this is on the top, that's its level. Now, I know the glue's not, that will come forward a bit more, allowing a gap for a hinge. The glue's not set yet. Should we see if it's strong enough to take my weight, or have I just wasted my time? Let's find out. Remember, I'm nearly 18 stone, so let's see what happens. Yeah. And then when that glue sets, then there's some hinges at the back to support this back, 'cause at the moment nothing's supporting that back, so it does want to bow, you know what I mean. Yeah, once that glue's set, that'll be really strong. So I set about putting some hinges on. I don't know whether to do one big long piano hinge or 2 or 3 heavy duty like door hinges. I don't know. I'll see what hinges I got here first. Right, got some stainless steel door hinges. Just got them kicking around. What I'm going to do is get it all assembled. And then, like I said, I'll give it all a sand down, make sure all the joints are nice and even and everything like that. And I'll get all the runners on and everything like that. And then once it's done, I'll give it a spray with that blue that I've got on the cupboard doors. So I'm just going to see what I think to these really. Should I use those? Could it'd be better if that was underneath, giving it support, wouldn't it? Otherwise it's only hanging on the 3 screws rather than sitting on the hinge. But then could potentially do them that way, couldn't I? Instead of that way, I could do them that way. Let's see. So that would be under there. think it might bind up. You know what I mean? If I put that to there, as that tips, that's going to bind up on the back. Of course, now the other option is I trim that back off to the same height as that, and it won't bind, will it? Could do that. I'll do that. I'm going to trim this off now as well, so I'll see you in a bit. There we go, I trimmed that off level, so that's level all round now. There's the top. So now it don't matter which way round I do it. It means I can put the best bit to the front. I think that looks a bit neater that side. So then once I get them trimmed off and sanded back, it'll all look nice and neat. Yeah, that spaces that hinge out nice. Right, as you can see, I've made it look like it's Swiss cheese. Now, I don't really know what we're going to put in here, and I figured whatever we put in there is going to need some sort of air circulation. It's going to be stuck away under the bed, and it's all going to be enclosed and separate from the garage with some thin ply, just so that if I put anything in the garage, it doesn't stop the drawer from opening and closing, it just keeps it all separate. So there's going to be very little air circulation if I didn't do something like that. So with the little gaps in that, if it could come out of the holes and all circulate round and things like that, as when that's down, it would have been quite airtight in there, and it could end up making things stale, whether it be clothes or food or whatever. Plus, it makes it lighter. So I've done the ones on the top. And I kicked myself a bit now really, because I did two and then I was going to join them together to make an oval hole, and then I did them two and figured I could just put my hand in, and I wish I'd just done one in the middle now, but no, that'd be okay. I mean, it just means, and I've made it lighter, albeit, you know, half a gram or something, but so it just means that you can open it from either side no matter which way you are. Right guys, I'm going to show you where it's going to go. I'm going to be in your way for a second. That's how it's going to go. Now remembering, I'm going to cut this back wider and take that slightly higher as well. So that's how it would be, and then it'll be on a drawer runner. And that enables me then to stand on there and get in bed. It's going to be about 5 mil off the floor, which will give it clearance then to go in and out on the drawer runners. And like I said, if I feel I need to, I will put a wheel either side for that to take the load, in case I can't get a drawer runner man enough to take my weight. I think with just the wheels at the front and then the drawer runner is going to be so short between where it's secured in under the bed and the end, I think that'll cope with the weight. I think it's just this front end, so I'll just put some wheels, one either side, and that'll take the load then as it goes in and out. Yeah, and then that'll give us an extra bit of storage, plus it gives us a step to get into bed. Like I said, it's only really 1 foot you got to do. Now if it was just the step, I would have done it within this space, I wouldn't have made it so big, but we want the extra fridge, you know, whether it be alcoholic drinks, beers or Prosecco or whatever, or cans of Coke or extra food or whatever. We don't overly use that fridge. We tend to have it switched on while we're driving, and then when we get to a destination we switch it off because it is very thirsty on energy. But it remains cold. Once the materials in there have got cold, it stays cold all night. So then I can switch it back on again in the morning once we've got solar. So I think I'm going to put some sort of timer on it, or solar dump on it, or whatever, that basically once it's fully charged it then runs the fridge. So yeah, I'll just put the fridge on top now just to give you the idea of what that'll look like. And there you go. So again, there'll be 4 or 5 mil gap between the bottom drawer and the fridge drawer, and then obviously, like I said, I'm going to cut that out enough. I'm going to cut that out enough to clear this. I mean, I could take that off, but it's still got to clear that bit, and that's like quick access into the fridge. And then that's your fan for heat exchanger. So I might as well leave that on. But yeah, I think that'd be quite good. That'll be on a drawer runner as well, so that can slide in and out independent to that. And that's going to have to be quite a hefty one, because I mean, it's got cans of Coke and a few beers and some tonic and a few alky drinks, and that's already quite heavy. My next battle then is going to be, how do I secure that in so that when I brake it doesn't shoot forward. I've got to put my head together and come up with some sort of design on that. I don't really know what, and then I've got to make some door fronts similar to these and the rest of them, so that it all matches. And I think that'll finish that off then. That'll be quite nice. And then that's pretty much going to be in the living space area finished of the van then. Right, I'm going to end that off there and do it as a two-parter, because otherwise it's going to be quite lengthy. So I've made the general carcasses. My carpentry skills are absolutely lousy, but you get the general gist of what I'm trying to achieve. And with a good DA-ing over, I can really smarten that up with a little bit of filler and stuff like that. So they will look smart and everything like that. So I'm going to leave that off there. I'm having my glass of Prosecco for the evening, which my lovely wife Deb has just brought out. Before I do end though, I've been asked to give a shout out to a lovely young couple that's just starting out on the van building process. They're just going through what van they want and why they want that particular model and things like that. You know, they've been weighing up whether to go for a Fiat or a Sprinter and various other makes and models and things like that. But I think they've got the heart set on the Sprinter and stuff like that. And their YouTube channel is Luke and Chloe's Travels. Head over, give them some love and support, help them build their channel to what they deserve. Like I said, they are a very young couple and they need a lot of support. But anyway, Luke and Chloe's Travels, check them out. So anyway, I'm going to leave that off there, and I'll catch you on the next one, part 2, and we'll see how far we get on that one. It might even go to part 3, I don't know. But anyway, if you like what you're seeing, please like, please subscribe, and please comment. And if you really feel like it, click that little bell icon and you'll get to see our future videos. And on that note, I'll see you on the next one. Bye, see you later.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light.